Alright, g'day everyone. So this one's going to be a fun one. I've got some parts to repair the TinySA Ultra today. So, where are we? TinySA Ultra. There we go. So this here is the input switch. This is what I've blown up. I've also yeeted one of these capacitors. Hang on, I'll just point to it. So over here, it's a little capacitor that I need to put back on. It's just 1 microfarad as far as I know. Same as that one there. I believe those capacitors were okay. I remember testing those. Something that I can't fix though today, if I point to it, is this microcontroller. So I can't replace this because I don't have it today. I have basically done the pads again. So it should be right to put on, but I don't have that yet. So I guess I'm going to do some practice over here. And yeah, just for reference, this is an SMA connector. So this stuff is a little bit small. Now I do have a little bit of damage already, so this middle pad here, I have lifted it, but it's still attached, so it's not a problem. I'm not too worried about that yet. Alright, so I guess we're just going to get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of my bodge wire here. Unfortunately, this soldering iron is rather large. It's not large when I'm working on anything else, but it's definitely large here. So I'm just going to tap on this little 0402. I need a little bit of solder, hang on. Just tap on this little 0402 to where it lives to get rid of it. I need to like relax. This stuff's so tiny. I am not used to this stuff. I usually work with 3-hole, but I figured, oh, I did pull it off. Hopefully I didn't destroy that pad, because I definitely didn't put any heat on that pad before I lifted it off. So it probably broke. No, it's okay. That's okay. Okay, that's alright. Just cleaning up. Yeah, looks good to me. I have to keep cleaning this tip, so it's too hot. Alright, let's give this a go. Come on. I am not a fan of this. I'm just trying to get new solder on these pads, because I can't obviously put solder on with the components there, because the component will stick straight to this. So we'll give that a go. Scratch some away this flux. I'm going to get some alcohol pads. I'll be right back. Alright, now because this capacitor is out of circuit, we're going to go measure it on diode mode. Just hang on, where are we? Here. Alright, so this middle pin to here is now out of circuit because there's no chip there, and that is 1.5 microfarad apparently. That's crazy for an 0402. Remember, this is my finger. So there we go. All right. I didn't expect that actually. I thought that was, geez, that's a lot. Okay, let me think. I do have my replacement right there. That's 1 microfarad apparently. So probably should test that. How can I move it somewhere without losing it? I measured like 100 nanofarad, but it is from the, there you go, 920 nanofarads. So yes, that is a 1 microfarad capacitor, which is what I need. Okay. Oh God. I hope you like watching me struggle. Alright, moment of truth. So we're going to bring in our air. I'm going to use, let's say, 400 at, I don't know, like 30%, because everything's kind of small. I'm going to first heat the board, so just have a lot of distance first. Just get everything nice and warm, because it will take a while before everything's going to, you know, take. The advantage is because I've put leaded solder on this, it shouldn't be that hard. Getting this stuff off was probably more difficult, but now I've got to put it all back on. Alright, well, wish me luck. I'm going to come in a little bit closer. Can't really see what the pads are doing yet. I'm not going to use flux until I tack it down because I've learnt my lesson already. Alright, I think is some stuff melty. When I see some movement on the lead free, I definitely know it's hot enough. It does look like it's melted. You do need a lot more heat than you think though. So certainly it looks melted to me, but it also, you know, does look shiny, so I'm waiting for some of these parts to move, and if I know the lead free moves, then the leaded solder is definitely good to come. Oh, this takes so long. This is so terrifying. Just for how much heat that you have to chuck on these boards. I feel like I'm too close. Oh, there we go. There's our input. So I'm going to take him away. Actually, no, we're going to put him straight back on. Oh, where is he? So I've got enough heat. I can start working now. So I need to put everything roughly in position. He'll get fixed with flux. We are going to put our other capacitor on. Like so, yep. Then we're going to put our chippy on. Let's heat that up again. Oop. I can't get this backwards because that's how I killed the microcontroller last time. So I need to hold just on the top of it, and it needs to not stick to my tweezers. Come on. That's actually going to be a problem. Alright, now I've got to heat everything up again. I'm going to have the chip over here so it gets a little bit of heat, but not all of it. Oh, I can't even see properly. I'm just going to... yeah, just tack down. Alright. I'm going to keep heat on it. Oh, I don't think I can actually. Don't have enough hands. Alright. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to douse this in flux. Like heaps of flux. So more flux than you can ever dream of. There we go. There's flux everywhere. Now, assuming that it doesn't fly away, everything should just kind of sit into place. Because it's still warm. Come on. The flux will start burning. This stuff isn't very good. It's not the board that's getting destroyed, it's just... don't turn around. Everything's hot. Come on, get on your home. There. That's where... there. We're going to put more flux on. We're going to actually keep the warmth on the board. Where did I put the... alright, whatever, I'm using a multimeter probe. I need all the flux in the world here. Okay. We're going to tap this capacitor. Oh, not there. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, whatever. We need to get that in its home. Hang on. Get off my tweezers. My god, 0402 is a pain. Alright, everything's sticky now, so everything's sticking to my tweezers. Now, let's try this again. Stop it. My God. No. I'll be surprised if this is good still. What I probably have to do is reset. Like as in clean up all the things. Yeah, my tweezers are too sticky. Ah, dear. I'm not happy with this switch because it's got two pads bridged, but it is in the right spot, so we might touch it up with a soldering iron only. What I have to do is get more solder on these pads. I've also got a new capacitor. I'm not going to try and put solder on the capacitor first. Thought it might make their life easier, because if both things have solder, then I don't have to worry about, you know, not being enough solder to stick to the board. Anyway, so the theory goes. Come on. Trying to clean up the board here. Generating lots of Chinese cancer today. This is so beyond my skill level. Then again, it is $200 device, so $200 redo device, I should say. So I wanted to try and revive it. Let's get rid of this flux. Okay, alright, scratch it away then. Yeah, this flux is awful. I was about to blow, and then I realized I had the capacitor just above the shield there, and it would have blown that away. Alright. Let's give this a go. Please do not stick to... Oh, it's still sticking to me tweezers. Oh, there goes the resist. There you are. How clean do these tweezers have to be? Maybe I should have bought ceramic tweezers. Oh my God. What a pain in the butt. Alright. Let's give this another go. You know, it's already broken, and I do have the bits to fix that switch a few times. I don't know if I really like the idea of... Oh, hang on. There we go. There we go. C24's in spot. Okay, good. Now what I have to do, I'm probably going to have to use wick or something on this side of the switch. See how those two pins are bridged together? They cannot be bridged together, so I'm going to maybe just get it hot. See if I can bend this leg, because I'm pretty sure this... Oh, no, it should be okay. Let me think. I could use wick. I could heat it up and use wick, and then try and suck up some of the excess solder there, and maybe that'll release the leg. What else could I do? Maybe just I could just use my soldering iron, I suppose. Maybe that might be less aggressive. So what I'll have to do is flux. Add tons of flux. See if I can get that switch to separate. Alright. There we go. Tons of flux. I kind of want you to see this, but I don't have the right angle for you, sorry. Or maybe. So with a perfectly clean soldering iron, oops, nearly burnt my finger. It's about as clean as I can get it. If it can get some solder onto the soldering iron itself, there's a good chance. Ooh, this actually might work. Okay. If I get my tweezers in between those two legs, I might be able to separate. Hang on, I'm gonna try and promote it to go on the... I think I've done it. I think I've also got this chip on sideways, which is why that happened in the first place. Yeah, that looks good from the camera. Alright, cool. Let's give it a test. Alright, what you're not seeing is we have to give this another go because I installed it on backwards yet again. So I've got another chip just so I know I haven't cooked it. I've had a bit of experience now, so there's a good chance that I'm actually going to be able to put this on. Alright, just need to find my tweezers and hopefully they're not sticky. That is one common recurring theme that I've seen all throughout today. I'll just stab myself with my own tweezers. So, yeah, these tweezers look big, right? Well, just for reference, there's my finger. So, it's a lot smaller than it looks. Alright, okay. Let's get this board hot again. So I should move the camera a little bit for you. There you go. I'm a little bit worried about this tray still because I have lifted this one. That seems to be okay. I think there's enough solder on all the pads. Oh, hello. This chip moved. I'm pretty sure I can still see the marker though, hang on. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, alright. Yeah, that's correct. So there's pin 1 dot up here. And that's where the is on the thingo. Well, let's get some action happening. Just want to be able to see I can... If I know this capacitor's free, then I know the rest should be. I don't really want to move that capacitor, but you know, I have some extra ones to replace it just in case I cook it, so... Oh, there you go, it just moved. Just going to grab the chip from the top. Give this chip some heat as well. Just place it down very carefully. Ow, my finger. Ow, ow, ow. Now it's tacked down. Is it square? Because the last time it wasn't. It's mostly square. Alright, I'm just going to keep a little bit of heat on it. Sorry, can't really see. So it doesn't cool down too much. I'm going to add a ton of solder. Oh, sorry, solder. Add a ton of flux here. Just so that it can all freely flow. I'm going to heat it up and it should, in theory, jump into position. And if we tap it, we know it's free. This flux will burn a bit, so it's going to look a little bit nasty in a second. There you go. What's interesting is that I don't know if they've tapped down into... Whoa, no, not there. Alright, whatever. We should get out of here now because we're probably cooking it. There we go. This one actually looks a lot better than the last time I did it. Okay. Whew, 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 whew. Okay. And hopefully this time it's not on backwards, because the first time I did this job, I put it on backwards and it sent 12 volts straight to the microcontroller. Oh, sorry, the battery voltage. I think it was 5 volts straight to the microcontroller and killed it. So, I'm going to go get a little pad and clean this up, and we're going to see that we'll have a look at our work. So to clean it up, first we're just going to use a tissue just to soak up what I can. It's still a little bit warm. Okay. Now what we'll do is get an alcohol swab. Medi swab or whatever it is. Just wipe it all over. Alrighty. This looks way better than what I did last time. Okay. Tell you what, I'm not a fan of 0402 because that's what those capacitors are. This actually looks pretty good though this time. I'll just have a look at with you guys through the phone. I'm going to see that chip there is soldered to the board. Jesus. It's like I've done this before or something. And to be fair, I've had a few stabs at this, but yeah, that doesn't look too bad at all. Now, the moment of truth. Let's see if I actually solder the thing on the right way this time. Yeah, I can see the pin 1 dot. Yep. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. No, you could if it was blurry. See that pin 1 dot there? And you see the dot on the board? So, well, I point to it. You got that dot there, and that dot there on that chip. So it goes that way. I think we should give it a little quick buzz, just to make sure that I haven't killed any of these capacitors or anything like that. So let's buzz it out. So from this center pin, hang on, maybe you should do this. From this center pin here, we should have connection here. We should not have connection here because it's blocked by the capacitor, so haven't cooked it. Should not have, sorry, now I need to go from here. Just double check that I've got, well, it'll be fine. Okay, so from, oh, you can't really see, can you? I can give you more light, hang on. Yeah, you can kind of see it. That middle pad doesn't look very good under the light because I've lifted it, but anyway, as long as it's connected, I don't care. Alright, so now I want to check that this is not shorted here. This is not shorted here. Now I want to check that this middle pin is grounded over here, so it should buzz. Yep, and these two outside ones are not. Very good. I want to check that this 0402 capacitor here is not shorted. Very good. Not shorted, and not shorted. Okay, we're good. We're golden. All right, I've rebuilt the input stage of the TinySA Ultra. All right, just one more job to do now. That, I don't have it. It is coming. I will record it, and I'll do another video, and may I never ever see 0402 small crap again. You know, unless I send 12 volts straight through this again. All right, 730 VK4 Delta Lima.